Good afternoon, St. Mary's family. I hope you're all doing well. Today, for the Daily Vitamin, I want to read one verse from our reading from Isaiah for today. From Isaiah chapter 48, verse 20, it reads this: Go out from Babylon, flee from Chaldea. Declare this with a shout of joy, proclaim it, send it forth to the end of the earth. Say, the Lord has redeemed his servant Jacob. Now, to understand this properly, you want to look a little bit at the historical context of this verse. The Jews had been in exile, or at least some of them in exile in Babylon, for about 58 years. And when the Babylonians fell to the Persians, the king Cyrus of Persia allowed the Jews to go home to Jerusalem, to go home to Judea, to go to their homeland once again, to leave captivity. This was big news. And then the people, though, they had been there for 58 years, and they were comfortable. They were settled in Babylon. They were settled away from the temple and away from their practices as Jews. So again and again in the second part of Isaiah, chapters 40 through 55, the people are encouraged again and again to go back because they needed convincing. They needed convincing to take that step back to God, to improve their spiritual lives, to take a risk and change of life and go back to Jerusalem. They needed that encouragement because they got comfortable. They accepted the status quo. And isn't it like that for us today? That we kind of go about our lives and keep on doing the same thing, and we don't make the effort to take that next step to improve our spiritual lives. So that today is our lesson from Isaiah. May God bless you. Okay, now time for a joke. We all need a joke, especially nowadays, a little laugh. And priests tell jokes too. So here's the joke. I bet most of you haven't heard this one. It's the joke about the Pondi and the Vlachi. Now, in Greek jokes, sometimes like the Sven and Ole jokes, or how Minnesotans might have Iowans as a butt of jokes. So the Pondi and the Vlachi are kind of like in the butt of Greek jokes. So here's the joke. The Vlachi were sitting in the cafe, the cafenio, the cafe, and they're sitting around and they're talking to each other and saying, you know, the Pondi, they always get all the press. They always get all the attention, and we're always left out. So the Vlachi were thinking, what can we do? What can we do to one-up the Pondi? And they're thinking, and one of them said, I have a good idea. Let's build a bridge in the middle of the desert over nothing. And the other Vlachi said, that's a great idea. We'll make the front cover of the paper. It'll be great. So they go down to Egypt, and they build a bridge in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the desert. And they come back to Greece, and they're at the cafe, the cafenio, and they're having their morning coffee, and they can't wait to get the morning paper. And one of the Vlachi comes in, and he has the paper, and he throws it down on the table, and the headline reads, Pondi, fish off of bridge in the middle of the desert. Okay, so that's our joke for today. God bless you all.